Hey everybody, and welcome to the February market update from Relo. We're going to start with the interest rate chart, which last month we discussed heavily. Over the previous month, we've seen rates bouncing around between 6.5 and 7. It has been volatile. However, the expectations are still that rates will stay between 7 and 6 in 2024. Those are my personal opinions, as well as market experts that we follow. I've heard a lot of crazy talk. People are talking about rates going down to 5 and 4%. I personally don't see that happening, just because we would need a giant crisis for that to happen, which I think would be bad for everything. But we generally see rates down from 8% and staying in this 7 to 6 range for the rest of the year. So the big question that brought up last month is, how is that going to affect the real estate market in 2024? And I think this table answers that pretty well in a summary, because since November, all these major banks and real estate players have adjusted their price forecasts much higher for 2024. And so that's sort of the sentiment we're seeing in the market right now. Anecdotally, there's just a more favorable optimism from both buyers and sellers going into this year. Lots of seller clients who are planning to list their home this spring, summer, fall, and lots of buyers who had been on hold but are thinking that this is, they've been on hold long enough, rates are a little bit better, and they don't want to wait anymore. The Bend Beacon report numbers came out. Median home price in Bend is $700K as of January. This is down from the high of $800K, which we saw last peak season, summer. So if you're of the camp that thinks we are going to retest the highs, that would be a $100K price increase on median home prices in Bend from where we stand in January. Days on market is super fascinating to watch this trend unfold. 43 days was the median days on market for January for closed homes. The thing about this number is that it's so stale, because the homes that closed in January were negotiated in December. And the homes that went pending in December, if it was 43 days on market, they were listed in October. So we're talking about a different world, October versus what we're seeing on the ground today in mid-February. So we're going to get into that later, what we're seeing in Bend on the ground right now. But it's vastly different than this slow-looking market that we see here. The trend last year was very similar throughout the holidays and winter season. Days on market went really high. Prices were really soft. Lots of great deals were made at that point for buyers. And then in March, the lights turned on, and it was just like a race to secure a property through the spring. And then after summer, kind of things started slowing down. Here's the median price per square foot information. You can see that we are down from the September high about a little under 10%. So prices have been soft for the last 5 to 6 months. And the same thing happened last year, where they bottomed in February, and they went up 19% between February and May. So this just leads us to, anticipate the same pattern as last year, barring any large changes in the world. And it also, confirms for people who are able to find the right house during this January, February, March, April period, you're going to get a more favorable price than if you have to wait till June, July, September. The supply was down this month, which is putting more upward pressure on pricing. And to zoom in on the supply a little bit, here's the MLS data. So these are the active listings in Bend. There are 188 listings. This is super low. This number will grow to about 350 during the peak season. So if you can't find the home in this, you'll find it later. It'll just likely be a little more expensive. The other valuable insight on this page here is the number of listings with changed prices is very low. It's only 66 of these homes have reduced price. That's about a third. And the size of that price adjustment is lower, a 4.5% price reduction. So these little insights are showing us that sellers aren't having to do as many price reductions. They're pricing more accurately, but also they're getting the home sold without having to cut the price. Zooming way out, this is just a really interesting slide. This is the market appreciation of the U.S. housing market since 1942. And as you can see, there's only really been one substantial drawdown period, and that was the great financial crisis of 2008. So it's a pretty tough market to bet against. If you were waiting for the price correction in 2013, you've been waiting a long time. So the moral of this story on this slide is that real estate is a commodity asset that is needed for people to live, and it has appreciated over time with inflation. And so if you can't afford to buy and hold, you're best off financially to do that, be able to hold on during the downturns and acquire more property. The bottom line this month, so anecdotally, we're seeing the spring market start early. There were 4 multiple offer situations for our clients this past week. The good listings are going quick, and we're just seeing things starting to bubble. So the other thing we're noticing is the options of inventory will increase as time goes on, but also we expect prices to increase as well with the amount of buyers out there looking right now. So this is a great time. It's like a nice little window to get into the market if things are right in your world to become a homeowner or to change homes. But definitely a lot of factors at play. So if you or anyone you know is having a situation you want to consult on or some goals you want to set, I'd be happy to consult with you anytime.